In this episode of Make It Wicked, I'm taking inspiration from Aki's Kitchen, found here on YouTube, in which he does a classic pork gyro, and I'm going to show how to make it just as delicious, but with mushrooms. Hey there, Derek Sarno here, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to unlock the secrets of this majestic bear's head mushroom, more commonly known as lion's mane mushroom. We're known for its uncanny resemblance as we transform it into a true culinary masterpiece, homemade mushroom gyros. This mushroom comes from a grow kit that I got from Marvelous Mushrooms here in the UK. It's an extra large kit, so it yielded extra huge mushroom. And this was the first harvest, so I should get 2 more out of this. Well worth it. I'll pop all the information in the description below, along with the full recipe as usual. Now, because we're not using any animal products in this, we're using mushrooms, I'm gonna prep up the mushrooms so we can handle it, so it will be able to take what I'm gonna do to it. And that is gonna be with this amazing marinade. So the special ingredient in here is beetroot powder, you can use beetroot juice. And then I'm also using the underbellies of the Portobellos to help add the color. So you get the super red from the beetroot juice, and the dark black from the Portobello helps make it look a little bit more bloody if you want that. You don't have to actually add that if you don't want that look, but I want it to look like a meaty gyro that I used to cook back in the day. In the late 80s, I used to work at this Greek restaurant in Hampton Falls, New Hampshire. It's not there anymore, but I worked there for 4 years. Worked from a line cook all the way up to a chef. It was a pretty great job back in the day. For more of this baby girl, stay to the end. So once we get the pre-marinade done, which is what we just did by adding the boiling water to the spices, and then we add the mushrooms to that, that brings the mushroom and creates it to be like a raw meat quality. We're gonna let it cool down on the oven rack that sits over a pan so it can drip dry, and then we're gonna squeeze the excess marinade out of it. We're gonna save that liquid and make the marinade that we'll then let it sit in. But right now, this is a whole food, plant-based, all-natural, meaty item. It is so pliable. It reminds me of any kind of raw meat that I used to cook with before, except it's mushroom. Now for the marinade, I'm going to chop up 1 onion, probably like kebab size. We'll just keep that into the same pot that I used before. We're going to combine olive oil, veg oil, the onion powder, the garlic powder, smoked paprika, some oregano, some agave with the red wine vinegar to counteract. And then I'm using the same premix and just adding that into it. And I will soak the mushrooms in this, marinated in this for at least, you could do it overnight, but I'm only doing it here for about 30 minutes. Just enough time for me to prep up the tzatziki, so some fresh cucumber grated. From there, I have this nut bag. That's what they call them, nut bags, where I can just add the cucumber into it, squeeze the excess liquid out, pop it into a bowl, add a little bit of Greek yogurt. So Oatly makes a great yogurt that I'm a super fan of. I add lemon juice, some fresh garlic, which I almost forgot to add, salt and pepper, some fresh dill. Super easy. This is a lush dressing that you can use for more than just gyros. It's delicious, but I forgot garlic. So I'm just going to add that in after. Just mince it, pulverize it, mix it right in. Perfect. I'll let this sit in the refrigerator until we're ready to make our gyros. Now to build the skyscraper, we're gonna need a foundation, a base, and I'm gonna use this large sweet potato. You can use any kind of potato. We're gonna secure the skewers into the potato. So this is what we're gonna be threading and skewering the veggies and the mushrooms onto. I'll prep the bell peppers. We already have the mushrooms prepped. They're sitting behind me over there. We're just gonna add these peppers to a bowl. We'll end up tossing them in the marinade afterwards. Here we go. We got all the mise en place laid out. We're gonna start building. Now, I realize this is a huge project, so it's a good weekend project if you're up for it. And also growing the mushrooms. Super sustainable way to do this. It's just, I love cooking, and this is so fun to build this masterpiece that you then get to roast. Yeah, it took me a few hours during the day, but so what? It was freaking delicious, and it made about 10 to 12 sandwiches, and I ate it for days. And man, I can't say enough good things about this recipe. Building this tower was super fun. And after you get it built, we're just going to wrap it in tin foil. I should have put some parchment paper in there, but I forgot. We're going to pop this in the oven for about an hour to start with. While that's roasting, I'm going to make a quick tomato dressing or marinated tomatoes. Back in the restaurant that I used to work in years ago, as I mentioned before, we served this souvlaki with marinated tomatoes. So I'm taking some of that marinade that I had and just adding some tomatoes to it, a little bit of mustard, some olive oil, and whisking that up fine. So a nice Greek style dressing. It's delicious. It'll be perfect on the gyro. So I did check the gyro tower once before where I just basted it, and now after an hour I'm going to remove the aluminum foil, baste it again, and then we're going to be popping this back in the oven for another 45 minutes to an hour on fan. Again, the recipe is in the description. Every time I check on it, baste it again and again. It's super fun to do this. I'll start prepping up the sandwich materials or the mise en place. So we're going to be wrapping it with parchment paper on a little bit of aluminum foil so it stays together. Check out this bad boy. It's gorgeous. I was so excited, like a kid playing with Legos, that I'm almost finished. This was super, super cool to make. And it was such a great day to make this. It was actually sunny out. It's not often like that in England. It's more of the perfect photography weather here. Gray, cloudy, overcast. Gets tiresome, but you know, it's England. The tower still has a ways to go. I want super crispy edges, so I'm gonna leave it in for as long as it takes to get that. It did take about an hour. In the meantime, I'm gonna prep up all the fixins that are gonna go on the gyro afterward, and then I'm gonna take a quick break and go play with Miss America, who's been begging me because all I've been doing is cooking all day. Yeah, and I gotta pay attention to her. So on the sandwich, I'm going to be adding the fresh cucumbers sliced, some onion, and then some fresh chili peppers. Obviously, chili peppers are optional for you. And here's my gorgeous girl. Always taking time to spend with Miss America, Frankie, aka otherwise known as. She is gorgeous. Before we go outside and play, I'm also going to pick some parsley for the sandwich. I like teasing her. She runs outside and checks on the birds. Oh yeah, we have this amazing birthday cake ice cream as one of the new lineups that are in America, sold at Kroger's and also here in the UK at Tesco. We'll be expanding into more stores in the UK and US soon. To make sure this is authentic as possible, I broke out the fryer. We're going to be adding some chips, French fries, as for my US friends. I'm tossing them in a little bit of the garlic and herb Wicked Kitchen Nooch seasoning, puts them over the top. We're going to be adding these fries right to the sandwich. Now look at this. It's time to carve. It's time for the reveal, the opening, whatever you want to call it, whatever exciting thing I can possibly say. This was fan-freaking-tastic. Look at that. It's so meaty, and those crispy bits really just drove it home with flavor. Sliced all around it, made a big plate of the mushroom meat, popped the tower back into the oven when it was done shaven so I could just keep getting more crispy bits, and that's what I saved for the rest of the week. This, guys, my mouth is watering doing this voiceover. I made this earlier in the week. It's taken me quite a while to get this one done because it's such a big project and it's such a big editing thing. And I'm learning as we go. Okay, so we're going to build this sandwich. Pita bread, the tzatziki. Good size portion of that mushroom meat. So good. Add some French fries to the top of it. We're going to drizzle a little bit of that marinated tomatoes on here, some onion, some of the chili pepper, some fresh parsley. Roll it up. I'm going to leave the rest as silent and you can just watch the rest of it. At the very end, I have some special footage of Frankie taking her out to the park after this. We were so excited about what went on here today. I had to take her out to play some football, her favorite game. You guys, thank you for sticking around. Like, subscribe, do all that. Share this with your mushroom growers. I'm trying to help mushroom growers grow more mushrooms. This helps people cook more mushrooms. Please send it over. Appreciate you guys very much. Have a great rest of the week, and I will catch you soon.
No drooling.
Incredible. And I almost forgot, I had my buddy Steve over, the cool British dude I know over here, come and try it. He loved it. Also Frankie, waiting for hers. I do really hope you get to try this. If you have any suggestions of what you want me to make next, write them in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Enjoy Miss America here, playing football.
Give me a kiss. What's your time?